promised you last week that you're going to see me again, and here I am. So welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know for a fact that there are a lot of people who watch my content and be like, she was always this famous, she was always this confident, she's always been that way. And listen to this is the most common one of all that I get all the time. She comes from a very rich family. Like, her family is very rich, which is why she's able to live the life that she's living right now. What if I told you my family is not rich? I built this from scratch with no generational wealth, with no father giving me pocket money every freaking day. Now, before I tell you guys how I did it, I would like to give you guys a little backstory about myself. I studied in an all-girls school, and to those of you who've never been in an all-girls school, let me just tell you that it's not the best. In fact, it's the worst. The concept of having an all-girls school and an all-boys school should not exist, in my opinion. Because you grow up having all these girls around you, you barely see any boy. So any attention from a boy makes you feel like, oh my god, I want to date this man, I want to marry this man. I mean, there's a lot of unnecessary importance that you give to a man growing up, especially if you're from an all-girls school, because you've not had any boys growing up. But anyways, that's a story for another day. Coming back to the topic of my school life, as I mentioned earlier, I studied in an all-girls school, and girls can really be nasty to you. Now, here's the thing about school life. The more talkative you are, the more you put yourself out there, the more you are into cultural activities. Or if you're the class president, if you're the class leader, if you are the school president, it automatically makes you cool. Now, how do you become a class president or a class leader? You need to be good at studies. You need to be able to have socializing skills with your classmates. You need to overall just be a teacher's pet. And I had none of these qualities. In fact, I was the complete opposite. Let me just start off by saying that growing up, I was that shy, quiet, introverted kid that nobody would talk to. And not in the nerdy way, like, oh, this nerd keeps to herself because she's so full of brains. No. When I was in 8th standard, I would pretty much fail in every single subject. Okay, I was so bad at studies. I was only good at English. And I don't really have an explanation for why I was isolated from the rest of the girl group or isolated from being friends with the other cool kids. I don't really understand why I was discriminated as a child, but I can say one thing for sure, that I was judged for just being a quiet, shy kid who keeps to herself. I still remember there was this one teacher in my school who used to hate me. My god, she used to hate me. She made it so obvious that she hates me. I was already this child who was neglected in school. You know where else I was neglected? At home. I grew up being a middle child, which means I have a younger brother and an older sister. And growing up in a household like that, there is not a lot of importance given to the middle child. Why? When you are the oldest child, you are also the firstborn child of the family. So there's a lot of attention given to you, there's a lot of responsibility given to you, there's a lot of potential and hope that your parents see on you, which can be a bit of a burden for you because there's so much of expectations out of you, but still, it doesn't change the fact that you have been given some amount of attention growing up. When you're the youngest in the family, you are the ladla beta of the family, especially if you are a boy child. My god. Yes, I grew up in a household that prioritized men, that prioritized having a male child. And yes, in this generation, it's a little difficult for you guys to believe that I grew up in a household like that. But yes, it's true. It's true that I grew up in a household that gave a lot of importance to a male child. So my younger brother was always given a lot of importance because he was a male child, because he was the youngest in the family. So anytime I would get into a fight with any of my siblings, my side would never be taken. Why? Because if I fight with my older sibling, it's like she's older than you, listen to her. If I fight with my younger brother, he's your younger brother, let it go. What happens to me? Growing up, my mom has not been that biased towards her kids. She likes all her kids the same. But my father, my god. I can make an entire video about my father. But we leave that for another day. But growing up, my father was the kind of parent who would be biased towards his children. He clearly had a favorite child, which was obviously his son. He still loves my brother. My brother is the apple of his eye. But he also has a soft spot for my older sister. My point of telling you guys this entire family tree is to tell you that I was neglected not only in school, but also at home. Fun. So when you grow up like that, it can really take a toll on your self-confidence, on your self-esteem, on your self-worth. And here's the thing about being young. You are your biggest critique and you are your biggest hater. You hate every single thing about yourself because you criticize yourself day and night. I hated the way I looked, I hated my body, I hated my personality, I hated my life, I hated everything about myself. And I felt this way for a very, very long time. I felt this way till I was about 15, 16 years old. Now here comes the interesting part. For somebody like me who grew up with insecurity, who grew up having no socializing skills, who grew up being that loser that nobody wants to be friends with, how on earth did that kid become this right here? Let's get into it, shall we? So as I mentioned earlier, I had zero confidence, zero self-esteem, zero friends. So I had nothing. So I had nothing to lose. Think about it, think about it. I have already reached rock bottom. इससे नीचे नहीं जा सकती मैं. तो there is nothing to lose. And like I mentioned earlier, I grew up in an all-girls school and men were like in scarcity since we barely got to see men. But when I was in school, I had a crush on this guy who liked me back, but I ended up never dating him. And when he started dating somebody new, it really hurt my feelings. So now I'm not only at rock bottom, I'm also going through a heartbreak. And I went through this heartbreak after 10th standard when I just started going for college. All these things combined, I decided one fine day that I want to start jogging. So I would wake up at 6 a.m., start jogging at 6:30 a.m., jog for an hour. 7:30 a.m. I would come back home, start getting ready and go to college by 8 a.m. So this was my routine for like 2 years. Jogging had become my escape. Jogging had become the place where I release all this pent up energy. Jogging had become my safe space. It had become the place where I escape everything that I was feeling. So tip number 1, turn your pain into power. Because that is what I did. I was already at rock bottom. There is no way you can pull me even lower than that. So I turned my pain into power. That's what I did. Step number 2, I started putting myself out there. By now, you know that I was an insecure, shy kid nobody wanted to talk to and all those 100 other negative things. But nobody else knew I was all those loser things. You know you're all these negative things, okay? But nobody else knows that you are all these things. At any point in your life, you have the option of completely turning your life 360 degrees. So I reinvented myself. In college, I started taking part in a lot of extracurricular activities. I started talking to a lot more people. I faked being confident. And I faked being confident for 2 years straight. At any given point of time, you have the choice to reinvent yourself. At any given point of time, you can decide that I don't want to be this loser person anymore. I want to be a completely different person. You have that option in your hands. The first year of college, I took part in this event called the Personality Hunt, which was basically a competition of how much can you entertain the judges and who's more street smart, who's more business minded, who can sell a product more faster. It was like a business strategy kind of thing, but yeah, I took part in it and I made it to the top 10. And here's something nobody knew. I was shit scared throughout the Personality Hunt competition. You know you're shit scared. Nobody else knows you're shit scared. So go, put yourself out there. Be the best version of yourself. Be this confident badass bitch that you know. And what do people know? People know what you show them. So you can pretend to be confident, you can pretend to have a lot of friends, you can pretend to be whatever you want and people will believe you. Because that is the truth about human beings, they believe what they see. Now in case you are wondering, I mean growing up you've been that insecure shy kid with zero confidence. Are you still that person? Are you still faking your confidence? And I will very, very honestly answer that question. No, I am not faking that confidence anymore. Because when you pretend to be strong, when you fake being confident for that long, for such a long time, you become that person. You become that confident, strong person. Now here's the thing about putting yourself out there. The first video that you put out will not go viral. The first business idea that you have will probably not do well. The first time you give a job interview, you may get rejected. But here's the good news. Trial and error. You think the first time I put out a YouTube video, it went viral. You think the first time I put out a TikTok, it went viral. You think the first time I put out an Instagram post, I immediately hit 5 lakh followers? No! You have to keep putting yourself out there. You will keep falling, but you have to get back up. Especially if you really want something badly enough, you have to keep getting back up and keep trying and trying and trying. And suppose even after trying a million times you don't get what you want, maybe you should try something new. Life is full of possibilities. It's not like you don't achieve something, it's the end of the world. Probably what you want isn't working for you, because if it worked, you would have hated it. As long as you are alive, you are the main character of your life, and you can go and get anything that you want. Now, in case the reason why you're not starting what you want to start is purely just fear and not your insecurity or anything, ask yourself, what exactly are you getting scared of? I mean, I really want to start a business and I really want to start a YouTube channel, but I'm so scared of being embarrassed by my friends. What if they make fun of me? If your friends are making fun of you, then they are the ones who are embarrassing. You are embarrassed of the people who are embarrassing. And that is what I want you guys to take from this video, that 90% of life is confidence, and nobody knows whether you're faking it or not. Now, if you're gonna come up with excuses like, I don't have the money or the experience to start all these things, so did I. I grew up in a household where my father would not give me pocket money. I kid you not, this is a real conversation I've had with my father. I've gone and asked him for pocket money, and he's literally told me, I don't have money to give you. We may have to sell the house just to give you your pocket money. I'm not kidding, he's actually said these exact lines to me. Now, in case your concern is, I don't have the experience to start anything of my own. You think I had experience? I taught myself things. I taught myself skills, because you can be taught. Speaking to a camera is a skill. Standing on a stage and hosting 1,000 people is a skill. Editing is a skill. Modeling is a skill. These are skill sets that anybody can learn. And I'm not just talking about content creators, I'm not just talking about my profession. Any freaking thing that you want to do in life, you can be taught. These are skills that you can learn. Before I let you go, I would just like to remind you that last week I told you that you will see me every week from last week onwards. And here I am, I showed up. Oh yeah, that is also a good point. Show up. You want to get that dream summer body? Show up to the gym every single day. You want to climb the corporate ladder and get promoted? Show up every single day. You want to excel in your classes? Show up every single day. Showing up is so important. Even if you're going to the gym for 10 minutes, even if you're studying for 15 minutes, showing up is what finally matters. But as always, thank you so much for watching today's YouTube video. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big fat thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please don't gatekeep me. I'm trying to get my golden play button. So please share this video with your friends and family who you feel need it. Like, share and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Love ya. Bye.